Aaron had never expected anything unusual on the colony of Vera. The planet was quiet, with long stretches of orange sands and strange rock formations that glowed faintly under the sun. Most days, he spent repairing machines, checking equipment, and making sure the colony ran smoothly. He liked the calm, the way the wind whispered through the metal buildings, and the solitude that let him think. That morning, the sky looked different. A pale shimmer stretched across the horizon. Aaron paused, wiping his hands on his work clothes. He noticed a sleek, silver object descending from the clouds. It moved without sound, gliding like a silver fish through the sky. His heart beat faster. This was not a regular transport shuttle. The object landed near the edge of the colony, kicking up clouds of orange dust. Aaron ran toward it, unsure if he should be afraid or curious. When the dust settled, the craft's doors opened with a smooth hiss. Out stepped a woman. She was tall, taller than any human, with a graceful posture and skin that seemed to shine faintly. Her eyes were sharp and bright, scanning the colony with authority. Aaron froze. He had read about the alien species known as the Xerians, but he had never seen one in person. Their reputation was strict. They demanded obedience, respected strength, and judged quickly. This woman carried herself with confidence and power. Every step she took seemed to command attention. She looked directly at Aaron. Her voice was calm but firm when she spoke. "You are the caretaker of this colony. You will follow my instructions immediately." Aaron swallowed. He felt the weight of her gaze, and he wanted to do what she said. But something inside him made him pause. He had spent years learning how to survive on this planet. He understood machines, the environment, and people. He did not want to show fear, even to someone as powerful as this alien woman. He took a deep breath and stepped forward. The Xerians valued courage, even in small ways, he remembered from old records. But he wanted to do more than just stand tall. He reached into his pocket and pulled out a small bouquet of flowers he had gathered that morning. The plants were native to Vera, bright blue and soft to the touch. They were delicate and smelled faintly sweet. Aaron held the flowers out toward her. I thought you might like these," he said. The alien woman froze. Her sharp eyes widened slightly, and her body tensed. She had not expected this. Her species did not use gestures like this. Offering a gift without reason was unusual, even confusing. She studied the flowers, their colors, and the way Aaron held them carefully. For a long moment, no one spoke. Aaron's heart raced, unsure if he had made a mistake. The wind blew softly, lifting the petals of the flowers. He could see her gaze soften, ever so slightly. It was subtle, but it was there. "I do not understand this," she said finally. Her voice was still strong, but it had a note of curiosity. "Why do you give me these?" Aaron smiled gently. "On my planet, humans often give flowers to show respect, to say hello, or to show that they mean no harm. I thought it might be nice to show you that." The alien woman tilted her head. She did not speak for a few moments, as if she were trying to process the idea. In her culture, power was shown through command and control. Offering something without expectation was almost foreign to her. Aaron took a careful step closer, keeping the flowers extended. "I know you came to give orders. I am ready to listen. But I wanted to start with this first. It is a sign of respect." Her sharp eyes softened a little more. She seemed to study him carefully, looking for signs of weakness or dishonesty. Instead, she saw calmness, courage, and honesty. Humans could be unpredictable, but there was something about his demeanor that intrigued her. "You are different," she said slowly. "Most beings would obey or flee. You offer this gesture instead." Aaron nodded. "We have ways of showing respect that are not just about following orders. We try to understand before acting." The alien woman stepped closer. She studied the flowers as if she had never seen anything like them. She lifted one carefully with her long, elegant fingers. The flower seemed tiny in her hand, yet she held it with attention. Aaron watched her closely, noticing the change in her posture. She was no longer rigid with authority. Instead, she seemed curious. "What is your name?" she asked, her voice softer now. "Aaron," he replied. "And you are?" "Tala," she said. Her voice carried authority, but it also carried a hint of wonder. She turned the flower gently in her hand, observing it closely. "This is unusual, Aaron. Most beings do not consider such small acts." Aaron smiled. "Sometimes the small things matter more than the big orders. A simple gesture can change how we understand each other." Tala considered this. For centuries, her people had relied on power and strict hierarchy. The idea that a simple gesture could influence perception was new. She did not speak for several moments, just observing the human before her. Finally, she nodded once, almost imperceptibly. "Very well, Aaron. I will listen. But understand this, I came with purpose. My mission is important. You will show me how humans operate, how your colony functions." Aaron lowered the flowers, still keeping them visible as a sign of peace. "I will show you everything. But I hope we can start by understanding each other." Tala's eyes flickered with interest. She had come expecting submission, obedience, and efficiency. Instead, she found courage, honesty, and an unexpected gesture that made her pause. The human had given her something unfamiliar, something that made her reconsider the rules she had followed for so long. The wind blew across the orange sands, carrying with it the scent of Vera's unique flora. Tala held the flower a little tighter, studying its color and texture. Aaron watched her, sensing that this small moment might change everything about how their interaction would unfold. For the first time, Tala did not speak with commands. Instead, she looked at Aaron, studying him. She was thinking, processing, and perhaps, learning something about humans she had never expected. The sun rose higher in the sky, and the colony continued its quiet hum of activity. Machines whirred, and distant alarms signaled routine checks. But near the landing site, an unusual peace existed between the human and the alien. One small bouquet of flowers had created a moment of connection. Aaron hoped it would be the beginning of something greater. After the encounter at the landing site, Tala walked through the colony with careful steps. Her tall frame moved with grace, yet every movement carried authority. Aaron followed, carrying a small tray of tools and parts for repairs. He wanted to show her that humans could be capable, reliable, and resourceful, even under pressure. The colony was small but well organized. Buildings of metal and glass reflected the soft light of Vera's twin suns. Pipes ran along the sides of structures, carrying water and air. Machines hummed steadily, maintaining the life support systems for the colonists. Tala observed quietly, her eyes scanning every detail. She noticed how humans worked together efficiently, communicating with gestures and words. "Tell me about this place," Tala said, her voice calm but still carrying authority. Aaron nodded. "This is our main colony hub. It keeps everyone alive. We have water recycling systems, energy converters, and research labs. We also have storage for food and medical supplies. Every part is important. Tala leaned closer to inspect a generator. Her eyes narrowed as she studied the metal panels, the wires, and the small lights blinking in rhythm. "You maintain this?" she asked. "Yes," Aaron replied. "I check everything daily. If even one system fails, the colony could be in danger. I make sure it never happens." Tala raised one hand, pointing at a panel with tiny blue lights. "Explain this section." Aaron crouched and opened the panel carefully. "This monitors energy distribution. It ensures every building has power. If one circuit overloads, it shuts down automatically to protect the colony." She watched as he worked, his hands moving efficiently, checking readings and adjusting settings. She had expected humans to be clumsy and slow. Instead, Aaron was precise, steady, and confident. "You are skilled," Tala said. She spoke slowly, as if tasting the words. "Your species shows more control than I expected." Aaron smiled. "We survive by adapting. Every challenge teaches us something." They walked toward the garden dome. Tala's eyes widened as she saw the variety of plants. Some were native to Vera, glowing faintly under the sunlight. Others were brought from Earth. Humans had learned how to make them thrive in this harsh environment. Aaron picked a small fruit from a bush. "This is safe to eat," he said, handing it to her. Tala examined it carefully, turning it in her hands. She had eaten alien food before, but humans had a habit of combining flavors in unusual ways. She took a small bite. Her eyes narrowed, but then she gave a nod of approval. "Interesting," she said. "It is different from my food, yet it sustains you well." Aaron watched her, noting her curiosity. For a being so powerful, she was surprisingly open to learning. "Everything here is made to survive the environment. Humans are patient and careful. We do not give up easily." Tala's gaze softened slightly. Humans had a persistence that was unfamiliar to her. In her culture, many challenges were solved by force or strict order. Patience and persistence were not often valued. Yet here, she saw humans thriving because of these traits. Aaron led her to the repair workshop. Machines of different sizes were scattered around, some half-built, others in operation. Tools hung neatly on racks. Tala's eyes moved quickly, analyzing the layout and the machines themselves. "Show me how you repair these," she said. Aaron picked a small drone that had a damaged wing. He explained each step carefully, dismantling it and showing the circuits inside. Tala watched without interrupting, observing how his hands moved, how he analyzed each part, and how he fixed mistakes calmly. When the drone was ready, he turned it on. It hovered steadily. Tala's eyes followed every movement. "Your people are clever," she said. "You combine thought and action in ways that my species rarely does." Aaron felt a small swell of pride. "We have to. Survival depends on it. We do not have the strength that many species have, but we find other ways to succeed." Tala considered this. For centuries, her species had relied on strength, authority, and power. Humans had none of these advantages, yet they managed to survive and thrive. She found that intriguing and, in some way, admirable. They continued through the colony. Aaron introduced her to other colonists, explaining their roles and responsibilities. Tala observed quietly, sometimes asking questions, sometimes just watching. She noticed small acts of kindness and cooperation, the way humans helped one another without being asked. Your people seem to care for each other deeply, she said finally. This is unusual in the galaxy. Aaron nodded. We survive together. We rely on one another, not just on strength or power. Tala paused near a water reservoir. The surface reflected the sky and the lights of the colony. She knelt slightly, touching the water with her fingers. You live in harmony with this planet, she said. You do not try to dominate it completely. Aaron smiled. We try to adapt and respect what is here. Vera is harsh, but it teaches us how to be better. She studied him carefully. Your perspective is different. My people would have claimed control over this place long ago. You have not. Instead, you coexist. That is how humans survive, Aaron said simply. We learn from what we face and we respect what matters. Tala looked at the colony, then at Aaron. For the first time, she felt something unfamiliar. Respect. She had come to give orders, expecting submission and obedience. Instead, she found patience, skill, and courage. The sun moved higher, casting long shadows across the colony. Aaron showed her the communications hub, explaining how humans stayed in touch with other colonies and Earth. Tala listened, fascinated by the ingenuity and simplicity of human solutions. Your people think carefully and act decisively, she said. I underestimated humans. Aaron shrugged. We may be small and fragile compared to others in the galaxy, but we find ways to survive and thrive. We have to. Tala nodded. I will observe further. I must understand your strengths. Aaron offered a small smile. You will see that humans are more capable than they appear at first glance. For the rest of the day, Tala followed Aaron through the colony, watching him work, interacting with colonists, and solving problems. Each moment showed her something new about humans. Patience, cooperation, cleverness, and kindness. She began to understand that strength was not always about power. Sometimes it was about persistence, creativity, and courage. As the twin suns began to set, casting long golden shadows over the colony, Tala finally spoke softly. You have shown me much today, Aaron. Your people are remarkable. Aaron handed her another small bouquet of flowers he had picked earlier. Thank you for observing. It is easier to understand each other with small gestures and trust. She took the flowers and held them carefully. Her tall, imposing figure seemed lighter somehow. She no longer demanded obedience. Instead, she seemed curious, thoughtful, and willing to learn. For the first time, Aaron felt that an alien of great power had begun to see humanity differently. A small act of kindness had started to change the way they would interact. And he knew this was only the beginning. The night on Vero was quiet, but alive with soft sounds. The wind whispered through the metal structures of the colony, carrying the faint scent of native plants. Aaron walked alongside Tala, guiding her toward the living quarters where the other colonists were resting. He noticed her moving more slowly than before, her steps careful as if she were taking in every detail. You observe everything closely, Aaron said. It is a good skill to have on this planet. Tala turned her head slightly, her glowing eyes reflecting the dim lights. I have never seen a place like this, she said. Your people seem small, fragile, yet you survive in ways that my species would not expect. Aaron smiled gently. We survive because we adapt. Strength alone is not enough. We have to think, plan, and care for each other. Tala studied him quietly. She had spent centuries in a culture where strength and command were the measure of value. Humans seemed different. They did not rely solely on power. They relied on understanding, cooperation, and persistence. It was unfamiliar, but it intrigued her. As they approached the living quarters, Aaron noticed some colonists working on small personal projects, repairing a communication device, tending to a small garden, or creating simple machines for daily use. Tala stopped and watched. "Your people value small efforts," she said. "Even when the work seems minor, it contributes to survival." "Yes," Aaron replied. "Every task matters. Even small actions can make a big difference in the long run." Tala leaned closer to a small garden where a colonist was planting tiny seeds. The alien woman touched one of the glowing seedlings lightly, careful not to damage it. "You care for life here," she said. "Not just your own, but everything around you." Aaron nodded. "We understand that life is connected. Helping one another and the environment keeps us alive and strong." Tala considered his words. In her world, survival often meant domination. Life was measured by how much power one could control, not by nurturing or cooperation. Humans seemed to have a quiet strength she had never seen before. Aaron led her to a small observation deck that overlooked the entire colony. The twin suns had dipped low, casting long shadows and turning the sky into shades of orange and purple. The colony hummed softly in the dim light. Tala's tall figure stood silently as she observed. "Do you see?" Aaron asked. "Everything works together. Machines, people, plants. We rely on one another and the environment to survive." Tala's eyes swept over the colony. She noticed patterns she had not expected. Humans worked together seamlessly, solving problems, repairing machines, and supporting one another. Their society was not built on strict hierarchy alone. It was built on trust, courage, and cooperation. "This is unusual," Tala said. "Your people achieve stability without force. They create balance instead." Aaron nodded. "We cannot always rely on strength. We rely on each other and our ability to think. That is how humans endure challenges." Tala turned to him, curiosity in her expression. "You speak of balance, yet you face danger daily. How do you maintain hope?" Aaron smiled softly. "Hope comes from small acts. From helping each other, from creating something new, from solving problems. We do not give up because we have reasons to continue. Even when things are hard, we find a way forward." Tala studied him, her gaze intense. She had never met a being who spoke of hope so clearly and confidently. In her culture, hope was fragile. Strength and command were everything. Humans were different, and that difference fascinated her. Aaron led her inside the main living hall. It was warm and bright, filled with simple furniture, tools, and personal items. Colonists greeted Tala quietly, unsure how to interact with an alien of such power. Aaron noticed the tension and smiled reassuringly at them. "You are safe," he said. "Tala is here to observe, not to harm." The colonists nodded, some showing small smiles. Tala watched them carefully, noticing their expressions and gestures. She began to understand more about human emotions, how subtle actions could convey trust, respect, and care. "Your people are aware of feelings," she said. "They understand more than survival. They understand connection." "Yes," Aaron replied. "We survive together, and we live together. Emotions help us work as a team and support each other. That is how we endure hardships." Tala reflected on this. In her world, emotions were often seen as weakness. Decisions were made with logic and force. Yet here, emotions were a source of strength. Humans used them to build cooperation, trust, and resilience. Aaron showed her the training area next. Colonists practiced problem-solving exercises, repairing equipment under simulated emergencies, and testing survival strategies. Tala watched carefully as humans worked with efficiency and calm. They learn quickly and adapt, she said. They are clever and persistent. Aaron nodded. We have to be. The universe is unpredictable. We rely on our minds and our hearts, not just our bodies. Tala studied a young colonist who was struggling with a piece of machinery. Instead of scolding or giving orders, Aaron approached quietly, guiding the young human with gentle instructions. The colonist's confidence grew, and soon the machine worked perfectly. Tala's expression softened. Your guidance is subtle, she observed. You do not command blindly. You help them learn. Yes, Aaron replied. We teach, support, and encourage. That is how we grow stronger together. Tala was silent for a moment. She had expected to issue commands, to test obedience, and to evaluate power. Instead, she found patience, understanding, and courage. Humans survived not because they dominated, but because they nurtured, collaborated, and never gave up. As the night deepened, Aaron led her to a small observation room with a view of Vera's glowing rock formations. The colors of the rocks shimmered in the moonlight, casting beautiful reflections. Tala stood in awe, her usual composure softened by the simple beauty of the planet. Your people find beauty in small things, she said softly. They do not ignore the world around them, even when survival is difficult. Aaron nodded. We notice, appreciate, and protect. Small things matter, even on a harsh planet like this. Tala looked at him carefully. You are patient, persistent, and kind. I underestimated humans. There is more to your species than I expected. Aaron offered her a small flower from the garden. It is a symbol of respect. Small gestures can change understanding between different beings. Tala took the flower and held it gently. Her glowing eyes met his. For the first time, she did not speak with authority. She spoke with curiosity and thoughtfulness. The night continued quietly. Tala watched humans as they rested, worked, and shared simple moments together. She realized that humanity's strength was not in power alone. It was in courage, kindness, ingenuity, and persistence. For Aaron, the moment was quiet but powerful. A being of great authority was learning from him and his people. The bond formed that day was small, but it had the potential to grow into something extraordinary. The next morning, the twin sons of Vera rose slowly, casting long orange and pink shadows across the colony. Aaron was already at work, checking the power generators and monitoring the water supply. Tala followed closely, her tall frame moving with quiet curiosity. She had spent the previous day observing humans and their behavior. Now, she wanted to understand how they faced real challenges. Aaron noticed her focus. Today, I will show you how we handle unexpected problems, he said. Life here is not always predictable. Tala nodded, her glowing eyes attentive. I wish to see. Observation alone is not enough. I must understand your strength in action. Just then, a loud alarm rang through the colony. Red lights flashed, and the hum of the generators shifted into an irregular pattern. Aaron's heart skipped a beat, but his hands moved quickly. Power fluctuation in Sector 3, he said. Follow me. Tala moved alongside him, her posture alert and commanding. She expected humans to panic or act chaotically. Instead, she saw calm determination in every colonist. Aaron reached the affected area and quickly assessed the problem. A solar panel had been damaged during the night by a strong windstorm. It threatened to cut power to the colony. Aaron grabbed tools from his belt and began repairing the panel. Tala observed silently, noticing his careful movements and steady hands. She had expected brute force or reckless action. Humans, however, solved problems with thought, patience, and ingenuity. Your people are clever, Tala said. They find solutions rather than force. It is different from my culture. Yes, Aaron replied. We cannot rely on strength alone. We need our minds and teamwork. A young colonist approached with a damaged wire. Aaron quickly explained how to reconnect it safely. The colonist followed his instructions precisely, showing confidence in their guidance. Tala's eyes flickered with curiosity. Humans did not just act. They taught, learned, and adapted simultaneously. As the repair continued, a sudden gust of wind blew through the area. Dust and debris scattered across the colony. Tala instinctively stepped forward to shield the colonist. Aaron moved quickly, guiding the young human to safety and holding the tools steady. You are protective, Tala said quietly. Your actions are not just about solving the problem. You ensure safety for others. Aaron nodded. We survive together. No one faces danger alone. That is how we endure challenges. Tala considered this. In her species, efficiency often came before concern for others. Humans balanced both. Their ingenuity was matched by their empathy. This combination was unusual but powerful. Once the panel was repaired, power returned to the colony. Light stabilized, and the hum of machines returned to normal. Tala observed the relief on the colonists' faces. They did not celebrate loudly or boast. Instead, they shared quiet smiles and nods, appreciating teamwork and survival. You find success through cooperation, Tala said. It is not command alone that keeps your colony alive. Yes, Aaron replied. Command helps, but trust and collaboration are stronger. After the emergency, Aaron guided Tala to the research lab. Colonists were analyzing the effects of Vera's storms on the colony's infrastructure. Tala watched as humans collected data, ran simulations, and proposed solutions. You analyze and plan carefully, she said. You anticipate problems before they become disasters. Aaron smiled. We must. The planet is harsh, and mistakes can be costly. Preparation is survival. Tala picked up a small data pad and examined it. She noted the patterns and calculations. Your methods are precise, she said. Your people rely on intelligence and careful observation rather than brute strength. Yes, Aaron replied. We have learned that persistence and thought are more effective than raw power. As they walked back to the main hub, Tala noticed a small group of colonists working together to repair a broken transport vehicle. Aaron joined them, demonstrating the repair techniques while explaining the reasoning behind each step. Tala observed how humans taught each other, shared ideas, and encouraged one another. You lead without dominating, Tala said. You guide and support. Your strength comes from collaboration. Aaron nodded. Humans survive by helping each other. We grow stronger together, not alone. Tala's gaze lingered on the colonists. Their teamwork, patience, and ingenuity impressed her. She realized that humans had a unique way of handling challenges that her species often overlooked. Force and authority alone could not create the resilience humans displayed. Later in the day, Aaron led her to a small observation point near the edge of the colony. The wind had calmed, and the orange sands stretched endlessly. Tala looked at the horizon, thoughtful. "Your people endure challenges without fear," she said. "They face danger and find solutions calmly. It is remarkable." "Yes," Aaron replied. "We have to. We cannot survive otherwise." Tala turned her attention to Aaron. "You act with courage and wisdom. Most humans would panic or hesitate." Aaron smiled softly. "We learn to stay calm. Panic only makes problems worse. Calm thinking and action help us survive." Tala studied him quietly. She had expected humans to be fragile, easily broken by threats. Instead, she found resilience, intelligence, and compassion. She began to see that strength was not just physical. It was persistence, courage, and the ability to protect others while solving problems. As the day ended, Tala and Aaron returned to the central hub. The colonists had stabilized the systems and completed their daily tasks. The colony was secure once again. Tala observed the humans resting, repairing personal equipment, and sharing small moments of kindness. "You lead by example," she said to Aaron. "You show courage, intelligence, and care. Others follow because of respect, not fear." "Yes," Aaron replied. "That is how humans work together. We survive because we trust each other and use our minds." Tala remained silent for a moment. She had come expecting to command and test obedience. Instead, she had learned from humans, seeing their strength in action. Their ingenuity, empathy, and calm under pressure were lessons she had not anticipated. Before departing for her quarters, Tala picked up a small flower from Aaron's pocket. She studied it carefully. "This gesture, your flowers, your patience, your guidance, they teach me something important. Power is not the only way to influence others." Aaron nodded. "Humans have many ways to show strength. Thought, courage, and kindness are all part of survival." Tala's eyes reflected a mix of admiration and curiosity. She had observed humans facing real challenges and had seen their resilience firsthand. Her respect for their abilities had grown. As the twin suns dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the colony, Tala realized that she had learned more than she expected. Humans were not just small and fragile. They were clever, persistent, and capable of extraordinary acts. Aaron watched her carefully, sensing that this experience had shifted something in her perspective. He understood that survival on Vera required more than skill with machines. It required heart, intelligence, and courage. And Tala, powerful and commanding as she was, had begun to see the value in human ways, how small gestures, careful thinking, and teamwork could overcome even the harshest challenges. For Aaron, this was more than a lesson in survival. It was a moment of understanding between species, a quiet but powerful bond that had begun to form. And he knew that this was only the start of what humans could teach an alien of great authority. The morning air on Vera was sharp and clear. The colony stirred with quiet activity as Aaron walked toward the central hub, preparing for another day of work. Tala followed closely, her long steps silent on the metal floor. She had spent several days observing humans, learning their ways, and understanding their resilience. Today, she wanted to see more than observation, she wanted to test her understanding in action. A sudden signal interrupted the morning calm. Red lights flashed on the control panels, and an alarm echoed through the colony. A small meteor shower had formed unexpectedly, and one of the outer energy shields was at risk of failure. Aaron's heart raced, but his hands moved quickly, checking readings and calculations. Tala, he said, this is your chance to see how we respond under pressure. Follow my instructions carefully. She nodded. She had observed humans in emergencies before, but this time, she wanted to participate. She was tall, strong, and quick, capable of handling challenges herself. Yet she trusted Aaron's guidance. Aaron led her to the shield control area. Colonists had already begun emergency procedures, checking structural integrity and reinforcing key sections. Tala scanned the situation, analyzing quickly. She understood the potential danger, yet she did not act rashly. Aaron noticed her calm, thoughtful approach and felt a surge of respect. First, we stabilize the outer shield, Aaron explained. We need to prevent any breach. I will guide you through the process. Tala moved closer, her glowing eyes focused on the control panels. Aaron showed her the sequences to activate emergency reinforcements, explaining each step in simple terms. Tala followed precisely, her hands moving carefully, yet with confidence. She had never worked with human technology before, but she adapted quickly. Good, Aaron said, watching her. You are fast to learn. That is essential here. As the outer shield stabilized, another problem arose. A small meteor fragment had already struck one of the storage domes, damaging its structure. Dust and debris flew into the air, and colonists rushed to secure the area. Tala, we need to repair the dome immediately, Aaron said. Follow me. Stay close and watch for hazards. Tala nodded and moved beside him. They reached the dome and assessed the damage. The metal panels were bent, and a support beam had partially collapsed. Aaron took a deep breath and started reinforcing the structure with the colonists. Tala joined in, lifting and securing beams with precision. You work well under pressure, Tala said quietly. Your people do not panic. They act calmly and effectively. Yes, Aaron replied. Panic only worsens problems. We stay calm, think clearly, and work together. That is how we survive. Tala observed closely as Aaron instructed colonists, showing them the safest ways to repair the damage. She noticed how humans helped each other, offering guidance, encouragement, and support. Each person had a role, and everyone understood their importance. You teach, guide, and protect, Tala said. It is not command alone that drives your people. They follow because they trust you, not because they fear you. Aaron nodded. Trust is stronger than fear. Humans survive together, and we rely on one another. As they worked, a larger meteor fragment fell dangerously close to the colony. Tala reacted instinctively, using her strength to push a colonist out of harm's way. Aaron coordinated the team, quickly securing the area and rerouting power to emergency shields. The humans moved efficiently, following instructions and supporting each other. When the fragment landed, the shields absorbed the impact, preventing serious damage. Tala exhaled, observing the humans around her. She had expected chaos and fear, but instead, she found composure, teamwork, and resilience. Your people are remarkable, Tala said. They face danger calmly and think clearly. Their strength is in their minds and hearts, not just in physical power. Yes, Aaron replied. We adapt, we help, and we endure. Survival requires more than strength. It requires courage, intelligence, and persistence. After the emergency, the colony began repairs and cleanup. Aaron and Tala walked among the colonists, checking for damage and ensuring everyone was safe. Tala noticed the small gestures of care, the sharing of tools, quiet encouragement, and smiles exchanged between colonists. They care for each other deeply, Tala said. Even in danger, they support one another. This is unusual in the galaxy. Aaron nodded. We understand that survival is not just about protecting ourselves. It is about protecting each other. Tala paused, considering this. Her species often valued power above all else. Yet here, she saw that compassion, cooperation, and ingenuity created a strength that even she respected. Humans had no immense physical power, but they survived challenges that many stronger species could not. Later, Aaron led Tala to the observation deck to review the damage. The twin suns were high in the sky, and the colony stretched below them. Humans moved efficiently, repairing, reinforcing, and stabilizing systems. Tala studied their actions closely, noting their coordination and persistence. You lead by example, she said softly to Aaron. Your courage, skill, and care influence those around you. They follow not because of fear but because of respect. Yes, Aaron replied. We work together. Everyone contributes, and everyone matters. Tala smiled faintly. She had expected to issue commands and test obedience. Instead, she had witnessed humans in real challenges, facing danger calmly, solving problems cleverly, and supporting each other unselfishly. Their strength was unlike anything she had imagined. As the day ended, Tala and Aaron returned to the central hub. The colony was stable, systems were repaired, and the colonists were tired but safe. Tala held a small flower Aaron had given her earlier. She studied it carefully, reflecting on the events of the day. This flower, your guidance, and the way your people act, they teach me more than any report or data could, Tala said. Power is not the only way to influence and survive. Thought, courage, and care are equally strong. Aaron smiled. Small acts, careful thinking, and helping each other make a big difference. That is how humans endure hardships and thrive. Tala looked at him thoughtfully. She had come to give orders, expecting obedience and efficiency. Instead, she had learned something unexpected. Humans were not weak or fragile. They were clever, persistent, and capable of extraordinary actions. Their strength lay not only in skill but in heart and mind. As the twin suns dipped toward the horizon, casting long golden shadows across the colony, Tala realized that she had gained a new understanding. Humans were more than she had expected. They faced danger, solved problems, and supported each other with courage and intelligence. Aaron watched her quietly, knowing that today had changed her perspective. A bond had begun to form between them, a bond built on respect, trust, and the shared experience of overcoming challenges. Tala had started to see humanity not just as a fragile species but as a capable, resilient, and admirable one. And for Aaron, this was more than survival. It was a step toward understanding, connection, and the possibility of teaching an alien of great authority the value of courage, ingenuity, and kindness. The next morning on Vero was calm, but a sense of anticipation hung in the air. Aaron walked through the colony, checking systems and speaking with the colonists. Tala followed closely, her tall figure moving quietly but attentively. She had spent several days observing humans and their resilience, and now she was ready to test what she had learned. Aaron led her to the outer perimeter of the colony. Today, you will see another aspect of survival, he said. Sometimes, challenges come from unexpected sources, and we must act quickly and wisely. Tala nodded, her glowing eyes focused. She had come to respect human ingenuity and patience, but she wanted to see how they handled real threats together. Suddenly, a tremor shook the ground. Dust rose into the air as a distant rumble grew louder. Aaron looked toward the horizon and saw a small fleet of rogue mining drones heading toward the colony. They were malfunctioning machines from a nearby sector, programmed to extract resources but now acting unpredictably. Tala, Aaron said, this is a threat. We need to protect the colony. Stay close and follow my lead. She nodded without hesitation. Tala had learned to trust his judgment, and she had also learned to adapt to human methods. They moved quickly toward the defense center, where the colonists had already started preparing emergency measures. Aaron coordinated the team efficiently. He assigned roles to each colonist, ensuring that everyone had a task that matched their skills. Tala observed closely, analyzing their strategy and learning from their decision-making. She noticed how humans combined creativity, intelligence, and quick thinking to solve problems. Your people are impressive, Tala said. They act calmly even when danger approaches. Yes, Aaron replied. We survive by thinking clearly and working together. Panic does not help. The rogue drones neared the colony. Their metal frames glinted in the sunlight as they moved erratically, threatening to damage structures and systems. Aaron activated the energy shields while Tala helped reinforce vulnerable sections. She had never worked alongside humans like this before. Her strength was immense, but she had learned to trust their guidance and use her abilities strategically. Aaron noticed her efficiency. You are fast to adapt, he said. We must act as a team. I will handle strategy, and you focus on the sections that need reinforcement. Tala nodded. She lifted massive beams and secured panels with precision, following Aaron's instructions. She had the power to move mountains, but she chose to use it thoughtfully, guided by human intelligence and teamwork. The drones approached a storage dome. Aaron quickly calculated a diversion. Use the shield and lure them toward the open field, he instructed. Keep the colony safe and avoid unnecessary risk. Tala and the colonists moved quickly. The drones followed the path Aaron had calculated, their erratic programming leading them away from critical areas. Tala's eyes remained sharp, scanning for any miscalculations. You humans combine thought and action in ways my species often ignores, Tala said. You do not rely on power alone. Aaron smiled. We survive with brains and heart. Strength helps, but intelligence and care save lives. The drones reached the open field, where their metal frames became trapped in a containment system Aaron had designed. They spun and sparked but could no longer approach the colony. The immediate threat was neutralized. Tala stepped back, observing the calm efficiency of humans after the danger had passed. They did not celebrate loudly or boast. Instead, they checked for damage, ensured safety, and communicated quietly. Tala was impressed. She had expected chaos and confusion, but humans acted with clarity and purpose. They respond to threats with intelligence and care, she said. Their power lies in cooperation and thinking, not just physical strength. Yes, Aaron replied. We survive together. Every person, every skill matters. That is our strength. After the emergency, Aaron and Tala walked through the colony. The colonists were repairing minor damages, assisting each other, and sharing small acts of encouragement. Tala observed how humans valued teamwork, empathy, and persistence. You guide them not by fear but by respect, Tala said. They follow because they trust you, and because they believe in their abilities. Aaron nodded. We grow stronger together. Everyone contributes, and everyone matters. Tala reflected on the events. She had arrived expecting to command and test obedience. Instead, she had learned that human strength was not in sheer power but in courage, intelligence, and the ability to work together under pressure. She had come to respect this species deeply. Later, Aaron led her to the research lab. Colonists were analyzing the rogue drones, trying to understand why they malfunctioned and how to prevent future threats. Tala watched carefully, asking questions and noting the methods humans used. She had never seen such thoughtful analysis and creative problem solving. They plan for every possibility, Tala said. They anticipate and adapt. It is remarkable. Yes, Aaron replied. We must think ahead. The universe is unpredictable. We survive because we learn quickly and act wisely. As the day ended, Tala and Aaron stood on the observation deck, watching the twin suns set over Vera. The colony was safe, systems were restored, and the colonists were resting. Tala held a small flower Aaron had given her, reflecting on the day's events. This flower, your guidance, and your people's actions teach me something important, she said. True strength is not only in power. It is in intelligence, courage, and care. Aaron smiled. Small gestures, teamwork, and thoughtful action make a big difference. That is how humans survive and thrive. Tala looked at him thoughtfully. She had expected to test humans, but instead, she had learned from them. They were clever, persistent, and capable of extraordinary actions. Their strength lay in mind, heart, and courage. As the night fell, Tala realized that she had gained a new perspective. Humans were not fragile or weak. They faced danger, solved problems, and protected each other with intelligence and bravery. Aaron had taught her that survival was more than power. It was about persistence, thought, and trust. For Aaron, this was more than survival. It was a moment of understanding and connection between species. Tala had begun to see humanity not just as fragile, but as resilient, clever, and admirable. And in the quiet night, under the twin suns now gone below the horizon, a strong bond had formed. A bond built on respect, trust, and shared challenges. Humans had shown that courage, ingenuity, and care were as powerful as any weapon or strength. Aaron knew that this was only the beginning. Tala had started to see the value in humanity, and together, they could face any challenge the galaxy might present. The colony woke to a calm morning. The twin suns of Vera rose slowly, bathing the metal buildings in golden light. Aaron walked through the central hub, checking systems and greeting colonists. Tala followed silently, her tall figure moving with careful grace. She had spent days observing humans, learning from their ingenuity, patience, and courage. Now, she felt ready to act alongside them fully. Aaron noticed her focus. Today, you will see the full strength of human cooperation, he said. We will face challenges together, and you will be part of our solutions. Tala nodded. She had learned to trust Aaron's judgment and the abilities of humans. Their resilience, courage, and cleverness had impressed her beyond expectation. She was ready to participate fully. A sudden alert interrupted the morning. A series of seismic tremors shook the ground. Dust and debris rose as distant cliffs showed signs of collapsing. Aaron's heart raced, but his hands moved quickly to check readings and coordinate the colonists. Tala, he said, this is a critical challenge. The tremors could damage the colony and its systems. We must act fast. She nodded, her glowing eyes sharp. She had observed humans in emergencies before, but this time, she would be part of the action. She trusted their judgment and their careful planning. Aaron led her to the structural integrity control room. Colonists were already analyzing weak points and preparing reinforcements. Tala watched closely, her keen mind absorbing every detail. "Your people are prepared," she said. "They act with calm and intelligence. It is different from any species I have known." "Yes," Aaron replied. "We survive by thinking quickly and working together. Panic only makes problems worse." The tremors intensified. Panels rattled, and dust filled the air. Aaron coordinated the team efficiently, assigning each colonist a task suited to their skills. Tala moved alongside them, using her strength to reinforce critical structures while following Aaron's guidance. "You humans combine intelligence, courage, and teamwork," Tala said quietly. "Your strength is not just physical. It is in your minds and hearts." "Yes," Aaron replied. "That is how we endure challenges." A large rock formation near the colony began to collapse, threatening the outer shield and several buildings. Tala reacted immediately, lifting massive debris and holding it in place while colonists reinforced support structures. Aaron guided the team, calculating the safest and fastest way to stabilize the area. "You act without hesitation," Tala said. "You protect others while solving the problem. It is admirable." Aaron nodded. "We survive together. Every person, every skill, every effort matters." The tremors began to subside, but minor damages remained. Aaron led the colonists in repairing broken panels, securing weakened supports, and checking life support systems. Tala observed how humans not only fixed what was damaged but also improved systems to prevent future problems. "They are persistent and thoughtful," Tala said. "Even after danger passes, they continue to work and protect each other. It is impressive." "Yes," Aaron replied. "Humans endure because we learn, adapt, and care for one another." Later, Aaron and Tala walked through the colony, checking that every colonist was safe. Tala noticed the small acts of care, sharing tools, offering encouragement, and helping each other without being asked. Humans had turned survival into an art, combining intelligence, courage, and empathy seamlessly. "You guide them with respect, not fear," Tala said to Aaron. "They follow because they trust you and because they believe in their abilities." "Yes," Aaron replied. "That is how humans grow stronger together. Everyone contributes, and everyone matters." Tala reflected on the events. She had arrived expecting to command and test obedience. Instead, she had learned from humans, seeing their strength in ingenuity, cooperation, and bravery. Their power was not just physical, it was in their persistence, intelligence, and hearts. As the day progressed, a calm settled over the colony. Aaron and Tala stood on the observation deck, watching the twin suns dip toward the horizon. The colony thrived despite the tremors, systems were restored, and the colonists moved efficiently and calmly. "You have shown me much, Aaron," Tala said softly. "Your people survive, thrive, and protect each other in ways I could not have imagined. They teach me that true strength is not only power but intelligence, courage, and care." Aaron offered her a small bouquet of blue flowers from the garden. "This is a symbol of respect. Small gestures, teamwork, and trust make a difference, just as strength does." Tala took the flowers carefully, her glowing eyes reflecting both admiration and thoughtfulness. "I came to give orders and test humans. Instead, I have learned from them. They are remarkable. And you, Aaron, have guided me with patience, courage, and wisdom." Aaron smiled. "We learn from each other. Survival is not just about strength. It is about heart, mind, and persistence." Tala considered his words. She had witnessed humans face emergencies, solve problems cleverly, and protect each other. She had participated in their efforts, relying on their intelligence and teamwork. For the first time, she fully trusted another species. "You have changed my perspective," Tala said. "Humans are not fragile. They are capable, resilient, and admirable. Their strength lies in intelligence, courage, and cooperation. I will not underestimate them again." Aaron nodded. "And humans will continue to grow and adapt. We survive by learning, thinking, and caring for one another. That is what makes us strong." As the twin suns disappeared below the horizon, the colony was quiet, peaceful, and secure. Tala stood silently, holding the flowers, reflecting on everything she had learned. Humans had taught her lessons she could never have anticipated. Their strength was not measured by power alone but by the combination of heart, mind, and courage. For Aaron, the moment was profound. A being of great authority had come expecting obedience and control, yet she had learned from him and his people. Trust, respect, and understanding had formed a bond stronger than any command or weapon. Tala turned to Aaron. "You and your people have earned my respect. I came as an authority, but I leave with understanding and admiration. Humans are remarkable, and I am grateful for what I have learned." Aaron offered a small bow, a gesture of humility and respect. "It is mutual, Tala. We have shown each other strength in different ways. Together, we can face anything." The colony rested under the quiet stars of Vera. The twin moons rose slowly, casting silver light over the buildings. Aaron and Tala stood side by side on the observation deck, united by trust, respect, and the lessons they had shared. For Tala, humans were no longer fragile, weak, or simple. They were clever, courageous, and resilient. They had survived harsh conditions, faced danger, and protected each other through intelligence, teamwork, and heart. And in that, they had earned her admiration and respect. Aaron understood that the future held challenges, but humans were ready. They had survived Vera's harsh conditions, faced rogue threats, and taught even an alien of great authority the value of courage, intelligence, and cooperation. And Tala, once commanding and distant, now stood as a witness to humanity's true strength, a strength that was not measured by power alone but by the combination of heart, mind, and the ability to endure. In the quiet night, under the moons of Vera, a bond was sealed. A bond of trust, understanding, and mutual respect between human and alien. And in that bond, both species had discovered something extraordinary. The colony was safe, the humans had proven their resilience, and Tala had learned a lesson she would carry forever. Humanity's heart, mind, and courage had not only survived, they had inspired.